Currently, politicians in Europe are faced with the challenge of solving several crises at the same time: the climate crisis, the energy crisis, and also the war in Ukraine. The war is making climate security increasingly more complicated, and here is how. Number 1. If Russia extends the gas supply freezes it has already imposed on Poland, Bulgaria, and other countries, this could delay the urgently needed coal phase-out. For example, Poland's Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki recently called for an increase in Poland's coal production in order to reduce the soaring energy prices. Number 2. The military could be less available for disaster relief in the future because it is more focused on national and alliance defense. For example, more than 2,000 German soldiers were deployed during the flood disaster in the Ahr Valley. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there were at times as many as 20,000. Because of the conflict with Ukraine, the aid contingent of the German military was dissolved in March 2022. But who will help in the future in the event of floods or a pandemic? Number 3. Global emissions from the military are considerable. Calculations suggest that armed forces are responsible for around 5% of CO2 emissions worldwide, including the arms industry. The war and the related rearmament are likely to further increase the military emissions. Number 4. The war in Ukraine leads to the destruction of military bases. In the heavily contested southeast of Ukraine, chemical plants, oil depots, pipelines, steel and power plants are also destroyed, polluting the climate and the environment. In addition, the reconstruction of entire cities devours enormous resources. Destroyed war equipment, explosive devices, and ammunition remain on Ukrainian soil and groundwaters. They will pollute the Black Sea or nature reserves for a long time. Number 5. The war makes clear what is increasingly threatening with the advancing climate change. There are parallel crises with global effects. For example, the grain crisis. The war drives up the price of wheat. Countries like Rwanda, Egypt, or Benin get from 63 up to 100% of their wheat from Russia and Ukraine. Their high dependence also arises because climate change is leading to more droughts and crop failures. As you can see, the multiple crises overlap and even reinforce each other. Climate security and peace are mutually dependent. Therefore, the promotion of peace is important for a comprehensive climate security policy. Can you think of any other effects? Tell us in the comments below the video.